You're still sitting there, you have no prayer for tomorrow. So you better be knowing this stuff by now. Some of it anyway. Alright. There's our little buddy. And the way this goes, I'm going to show the slide. I'm going to ask you questions with my little pointer, and you're going to write them down. So, let's see if I can raise this a little bit. All right, what is this tissue along here? Okay, well, I want to hear voices from all over the room. What organ is this? Okay. Now, we see this stuff. God, I wish it would stay in focus. Keep getting up. And we know that this goes out here somewhere. Right? So, what is this light purple structure called?
Basement membrane?
The basement membrane. I didn't say this row of cells. I said this light purple structure. That's not stratum basale. That's the basement membrane. This is epithelium. Okay, now what is this row of cells? Stratum basale. Okay, and now we have these little points on them. What's this section?
Stratum spinosum.
Spinosum. What do we call these two together?
Stratum germinativum.
Germinativum. Good for you. Okay. Oh, that thing. I should take that away. All right. What do we call this area?
Stratum corneum.
Are these cells living or dead? Is this outside the body or inside? What do we call the entire area, just its general name? Epidermis. And what tissue is this? Stratified squamous epithelium. What is this layer with the very dark color in it?
Stratum granulosum.
And the one above it that's lighter, kind of pinkish?
Stratum lucidum.
Lucidum. Where do you find the lucidum? Name an area.
Palms, over hands, feet.
Feet. Where in your feet? Your toenails? And the soles of your feet. You've got more foot there than just the sole. Where else? And
On your lips.
on your surface of your lips. Okay. What is the structural protein that makes this tough and waterproof? Keratin. Okay. And what is the pigment that makes this dark? Melanin. All right. This is a close-up of what we just did. So. All right. Now, what is this dark line? Basement membrane again. What is the tissue?
Simple cuboidal.
Don't forget the epithelium part. Simple cuboidal epithelium. Okay, and this is a duct or tubule of some kind. What is this tissue?
Stratified, ciliated.
Stratified? Pseudostratified. What? Ciliated. Columnar. Epithelium. Get them all out there. Okay, what is this called? What's it do? It's mucus. What are these? Okay. Where do we find this tissue a bit most? Straight lining the trachea. Remember, lining, don't say just the name of it. What tissue is this weird stuff? Transitional epithelium. Where do you find it? Where? Lining the urinary bladder. Oh, that's a good point. We have two bladders in the body. What's the other one? Okay, so be sure to say which bladder. You say lines the bladder, and I'll come back with a red pen and say which one. Ding. Okay, so remember we got to be specific. Well, this would be lines the urinary bladder. Yes. Name of the tissue. Adipose what? Connective. Don't forget the connective. Okay, connective tissue, and what does it do? Okay. Oops, there's that blank spot. Name the tissue. This is dense, irregular connective tissue, yes. Give me a location.
Joint capsule?
My favorite, joint capsule. You're always safe with that one. Some people like to get creative and throw in something else, but it's best to stick with what's safe, you know. Tissue. Hyaline cartilage. Notice you don't see the fibers in there. They're very fine. And you have the little eyeballs. And well, okay, what do we call the holes that they're living in? Lacuna, lacunae, whatever. A hole is lacuna. A-E ending is plural. What's the name of the cells? Yes, chondrocytes. Okay. Then have a location in mind where to find this in the body. You don't have to tell me now, just save it for a surprise tomorrow. Corn nuts. No, it's not fibro.
Elastic.
Elastic. You haven't noticed I don't have a picture of fibro. The slides that they sent me of fibrocartilage don't look anything like it, so I decided, what the hey, throw them out. So anyway, this is elastic. You can see all the little fibers in there between the cells. Definitely not hyaline. And in this is a funny slide. I don't know what's happening here with the nuclei on these cells. Anyway, large lacunae, you see the cells inside them. That's why I call it corn nuts. That's what it looks like. Where do you find this? Only two places. Yeah. Okay. Only two spots, so 50-50. Yeah. What tissue? Okay, what do we call those little dark circles? No, little dark circles. Lacunae again. Those are the holes. What is this whole thing called?
Osteon.
Whole pattern is an osteon. Anybody know the old name for it? Perversion system, yeah. They don't use that anymore. That's what you see in Rust, because that's an old book. I think its date is 1982. To me, that's not old. To you, it's 100 years ago. Must be born after 1980. Oh, I'm dating myself. Anyway, aversion systems, aversion canals, well, don't use those terms. Go with osteon, and what do we call this area here? Central canal. What's the name of that? What's in there? The blood vessels, arteries, veins, whatever. What are those little lines called radiating out?
Canoliculi.
What are those little lines? Canoliculi, yes. I'm not hearing enough answers, people. I've only got about 3 people I'm hearing. I want some choruses. Come on. What kind of cells live in this tissue?
Osteocytes.
Okay. I'll get you. What kind of cells make this matrix? Hmm?